This second alumni talk organized as a part of the activities of Work Group 8 of the Arqus European University Alliance Program. The work group has several goals, one of which is to create an Arqus alumni network, which also includes an alumni mentoring program focused on topics such as how to start a professional career, how to enhance the skills learned at university outside the academic world, how to start a business from an idea, the integration to the labor market, and many other topics related to the entrepreneurship. Before starting our webinar, I leave the floor to Cristina Felicioni, Director of the Alumni Association of the University of Padova, who will introduce our guest of today. Hope you will enjoy the webinar, and thank you.
Thank you, Stefania. Hi, everybody. I'm so pleased to be here for my greetings and to present our guest, Francesco Inguscio. I'm from Padua University Alumni Association. We are a lot of people around the world. Our motto is "We, a network of people," and we are something like worldwide 400,000 person, and this Arqus Alumni Talks just in to present and to facilitate the meeting with the exceptional testimonials alumni. As Francesco Inguscio today is with us, he is the founder, is a Padua graduate some years ago, and today is CIO and founder of Rainmakers. And so thank you very much, Francesco, and I leave you all the stage.
Thank you, Cristina, for inviting me here. Hello, guys. May the force be with you. So today we will start from a video. Before starting, I will answer to a couple of questions. You ask if this session will be recorded. Yes, and the recording will be available. Maybe yes. So first of all, everything will be available soon. Moreover, also the slide will be shared with you. So in this way, you will have all the contacts and all the inspiration we will share today, also in the future. Of course, if you are staying with us, it's better because you will be able to ask for questions. So please write your question in the chat. I will go through all the presentation. Then I will stop the presentation and I will reply to all of your questions. Of course, I will try to do my best to stay in 1 hour, more or less, without Q&A included. And now let's start from the very beginning.
Climate change,
deadly earthquake,
a suicide bomber,
terrorism,
nuclear device in the heart of the nation's capital.
It's no wonder that we're pessimistic. It's no wonder that people think that the world is getting worse. But perhaps that's not the case.
Perhaps we forget that we've only just begun.
Doing what's never been done before is intellectually seductive, whether or not we deem it practical.
What we're seeing is unfathomably new possibilities all of a sudden becoming available to us.
The future doesn't belong to the faint-hearted. It belongs to the brave.
You have to trust in something. Your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever.
We truly are living in an extraordinary time. And many people forget this.
So now technically your device is on. Can you tell? Can you hear me?
the yearning to do what we do in the service of something larger than ourselves.
Where did we come from? Are we alone in the universe? What is the future of the human race?
When you conduct those exercises, innovation follows just as day follows night.
We can do this.
I know we can because we've done it before.
Stay hungry, stay foolish.
So guys, good morning everybody again. I am Francesco Inguscio. I'm alumnus from University of Padua, part of the Arqus project. And today we will talk about Startup 101. As in every American university, 101 is the first course, the first year. So I will do an introductory course to doing startup, creating your own company, let's say, okay? Shaping the future as you wish, you know? As you have seen, I live in the present to create the future. I live on the edge, and I'm taking care of the startups and try to make most of your entrepreneurial dreams come true. So I'm supporting companies and startup idea to become great companies. So who am I, you were wondering? So I'm Francesco Inguscio. I studied at the University of Padua. Finance was 2005. Make an Erasmus at the University of Salford, thanks to University of Padua, and doing game theory there. And then I work as a financial engineer, as a consultant on the technology side, on the financial side, on investment banking, and so on and so forth. Then I've made a master in innovation management at Sant'Anna University of Pisa, and I won a Fulbright grant and moved to Silicon Valley. Stayed there a couple of years, working on an incubator in San Jose, working in a venture capital fund in Palo Alto, and then creating the first Italian incubator in Silicon Valley when I was 28 years old. I'm 31. Actually, it's a Paduan incubator, okay? Then I moved back to Italy, and I have set up NLabs, Luis NLabs today. It was an incubator, software incubator based in Rome. And in the end, I've connected the dots by creating Rainmakers. Rainmakers is my own company, is an innovation advisor company. So we make great companies innovative, and a venture development organization, a venture accelerator. So we make innovative companies, so startup, great. And we have started our operation in 2011 in Milan. And we had a lot of customers, a lot of banks, a lot of venture capital fund, a lot of institution on innovation advisor side. And we have created more than 30 companies, actually more than 350 persons are paid by our company. So we support Italian grow on the innovative side, of course. And before starting, I want to share with you some forwards, such as, first, I'm aware that experience is what you get when you don't get what you want. And especially about entrepreneurship, there is a lot of experience you have to do, practically. You cannot study entrepreneurship, you have to do that. And even if I didn't get enough, even if I've started more than 13 years ago, I'm working on it. And I wish to give you my little experience on starting up a business. I want to share with you my mistakes. I want to share with you my lesson learned about entrepreneurship in five different pillars. So startup, so the ABC, introductory information about what is a startup company, the company life cycle, so when to do the right thing right at the right moment, and startup setup, so some basic tools for getting ready. I want to provide you with a lot of, tips, let's say, a lot of example, not answer, but question, okay? I need you to be aware that there are a lot of stuff you have to study if you want to, and you have to learn practically on the field if you want to be an entrepreneur. So I will share with you some basic information about the tools we are using to create startup. I will provide you with a lot of examples taken from the real world, and actually my companies, most of them. And then we will arrive to the conclusion with a, let's say, final inspiration for you, some takeaways from my experience. So we were saying 5 pillars of entrepreneurship for you. The first one, about startup. So what is a startup? Taking the definition of Steve Blank, he's a professor at Silicon Valley, Stanford University, Berkeley University, is also an still an entrepreneur. He said that a startup is a temporary organization in search of a repeatable and scalable business model. So is a question mark, is in search of a repeatable and scalable, and we will discuss very soon what is scalable business model. So a business model, what is a business model? So it's how you make money, okay? And a business model describes the rationale of how an organization, a company, or a no-profit organization create, delivers, and captures value. Create because you provide a solution for a problem, delivers through your product or service, and capture value thanks to your pricing. And actually, you can analyze any business model from a restaurant to a genetic company using business model canvas, 9 different building blocks. These building blocks, okay? Analyzing the product service, the customer perspective, the activity perspective, and the financial perspective. I don't want to go deeper into business model canvas, but this is the basic know-how you need to have. So what is a business model, how to use a business model canvas in order to create a monetization model around your business idea. And the business model should be scalable. And a business model or a system, because of course, scalability is taken from physics, and it means that a model or a business model or a system is scalable if at the volume of work increases, revenue increase more than proportionately with relative cost, and so do profits. We call it economies of scale, okay? So if you have economy of scale, you can be a scalable startup with a scalable business model, and you will make a lot of money. Otherwise, you are a pizzeria, and it's okay in any case. So if you're scalable, your profit function will look like this. So increasing number of customers, increasing workload, provide you with a more than proportionally increasing in profit. Then, company life cycle. What does it mean? What company life cycle? Of course, every company starts as a child, then grow up, and then, of course, need to regenerate its business model. Otherwise, it fails, and that's it. So, like a human, also a startup, also a company start as a startup and then grow up. So everything starts with an idea, is the phase 0, let's say, but actually we start from these first four phases that are discovery, validation, efficiency, scale. So even if you have a lot of ways to create your own ideas, there are very, very, very clear phases you have to pass through in order to develop your startup, your entrepreneurship voyage, let's say. So you have to pass through discovery, validation, efficiency, scale. So launching, first of all, you have your idea, you have to understand if you are solving a real problem with a potential solution. Then you have to create a product or a service that translate the solution into reality and build up your prototype, and you validate it to the market, reaching the product market fit. Then when somebody is willing to pay you for your solution, you need to make your business model and your user experience more efficient. So you pass through the efficiency phase, otherwise you won't be able to cross the chasm, as Moore were used to say. So you will always sell to a very small niche of the market, your early adopter, and that's it. If you want to go mainstream, you need to work on the efficiency of your business model and user experience. If you're efficient, you can scale up your business, and then you are not a startup anymore, but you have found the business model you were looking for. So it's a repeatable and scalable business model, and you have just to push your business model and grow very quickly. And then, of course, you reach the maturity, and you have to sustain and conserve your competitive advantage. Of course, when you are look for a product market fit, the process is not so linear as we have seen, because it's a roller coaster. So life is a roller coaster, and if you are an entrepreneur, your life is a roller coaster on a roller coaster, okay? So is exponentially more complicated than a normal life. And of course, is an iterative process. So it's not so linear. You have to go through the discovery phase and find out that if there is a problem worth to be solved, if there is a solution from a theoretical point of view, you validate it, and then you go to the validation phase. You create your product or service, you go to the market, and then you create your business model around your product or service, and you validate this phase. Of course, then you have to work on the efficiency of your business model and of your solution. And again, you have to iterate until you find the most effective way to convert your customer, to monetize your traffic, and so on and so forth. And then you have to find the way to scale up your business in the proper manner. Here, I've shared with you, and of course, as I told you, I will share the slides after this talk, so you will be able to pass through every single concept of this presentation. But it's just to keep in mind that the discovery phase, you pass the discovery phase when you have reached the problem solution fit from a theoretical point of view. Then you validate your value proposition, your idea, because you create your product and you find a product market fit. Then you work on the efficiency of your business model in order to find out the business model fit. And then you have to execute your business model in order to be scalable and scale up your business and go international. Okay? There are a lot of things I can say about all these different phases, but since you are coming from a different background, doesn't worth the pain to explain and going deeper this concept anymore. If you are willing to expand this concept, so please attend my lesson at the University of Padua when I talk about entrepreneurship with Professor Gubita in Economy, Dipartimento Economia Marco Fanno. But in any case, there are a lot of information you can find online, how to reach the problem solution fit, how to reach the product market fit, the business model fit, and so on and so forth. So before going to the next phase, the next pill, I will share with you some other information thanks to this video provided by Kaufman Foundation. Kaufman Foundation is the foundation taking care of the development of entrepreneurship in the world. It's the best one. And they make also this very funny video.
I'm Jeffrey Clapp. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I think the most important thing is to get out of theory. A lot of startup founders meet at a coffee shop, and they keep meeting at coffee shops, and they keep talking about how they're going to change the world and how amazing things are going to be and how wonderful they're going to be. And everything's in the future tense. Go build something. Go do something. It doesn't even really matter what it is, but do something together, right? Build something, make something happen. Across the board with entrepreneurship, traction is so important. I'm looking for people who solved something, they did something. I don't even care if it was great, just that they went through the process together. Pitch skills are overrated. Build something amazing, and investors will find you. They want to see what's your distribution model, what's the product, what's the problem you're solving, how are you going to access these people, how much money are you going to make, and do you have the right team to get there? It's not okay just to sit in your office and say, this is what I think people would want. Great startups go and talk to their users. Great startups get out there. Great startups say, if I want to build a photo sharing app, let's talk to people who take photos. If someone's truly vested in helping you at the company, it doesn't start by saying, well, give me a percentage of the company and then I'll help you. You should meet people in the ecosystem that provide value. And one of the things I really struggle with is I see companies who pivot or change or do whatever they need to do as they refine their business model, but their mentors aren't changing. Your core business advisors should be helping with recruiting your team, with your business model, with your distribution model, and the product market fit. If they're not helping you with one of those four things, if they're not fundamentally the best in one of those things, they're the wrong people to be working with. And it's okay to say, I want to upgrade my mentor. I think one of the problems that people have when they build their teams, they build top down, really bad sign. You probably don't need a CFO or a CMO or a CTO or a COO. Why do you need junior and senior titles in your startup? You don't. What you need is a group of people that are busting their tail to get something done. It doesn't matter what their titles are. They're going to earn their titles. It's about having the roles defined and having a deep respect for each other's contribution. When you're dealing with Apple or IBM or Microsoft, one bad person doesn't have a huge effect on the overall culture, right? It's one of how many tens of thousands of people. When you have 5 people sitting in a tiny room, one person is 20%. If that one person isn't pulling their weight, they're taking away from everybody else. You're rowing a boat all the same direction, right? So focus on the task and solving the problem and let the culture start to form. Really what it comes down to is this a great idea by a great team solving a meaningful problem with a real business model? So engage deep, don't be afraid to change, solve problems. Don't get caught up in the process and the culture of entrepreneurship. Go be an entrepreneur.
And this is the point of view of Kaufman Foundation, the foundation of entrepreneurship in the world. So, having seen what is a startup and what is the company life cycle, is a roller coaster, as we have seen. You go through discovery, validation, efficiency, and scale phase. How to set up your startup. So to start with the right way, first step about your idea. So if you do not have an idea, please just ask to OpenAI, okay, ChatGPT, or go to isthisforthat.com and just push the button. In order to have some inspiration, there are a lot of ways to get inspired. Actually, as we will see, the best way to start with is starting from a problem that a specific customer segment had on the market, okay? So do not think that you are smarter than the market. Instead of pushing your idea, pull the idea from the market, okay? In any case, discovery. So you need to analyze your idea, the problem you are solving, and the solution you are providing. So the tool I want to share you with, to start you with, is the value proposition canvas. The value proposition canvas starts on the right side, so the company, the customer perspective. So analyzing if need, called customer jobs, is pains and gains, okay? And then designing backward your value proposition, so your product and service, the pain relievers and the game creator useful for solving the problem of your customer segment. Actually, there are a lot of detail I can provide you with, but will be a long discussion. I just want to share with you that we have a tool. It's called Value Proposition Canvas and is used especially in the discovery phase in order to find out the right problem and the right solution for that problem. Actually, by using a statistical approach, okay, there is a board called Validation Board. This is the board. Online, you can also find out a lot of demonstration video and an app and so on and so forth that teach you how to validate your value proposition. So starting from the customer hypothesis, going to the problem hypothesis and the solution hypothesis, using different way and different experiment to validate your assumption in order to go to the next phase, that is the validation. So you have a theoretical problem you are solving for a specific customer segment with a theoretical solution. Now you have to make it real. And the motto is fake it before you make it. So instead of creating from zero, from scratch, a real functioning product, you just need to show to the customer the look and feel of your product. You can be very high level, providing just a list of the functionalities of your solution, or a product brochure, or a storyboard, or just a landing page, and then going through all the other different ways to validate your hypothesis, using crowdfunding or a prototype. Of course, before the prototype, the final prototype, also called MVP, minimum viable product, okay? that is the prototype, the final prototype, with the minimum feature you need to validate in order to be sure that your solution worth the pain to be transformed into a company. Of course, before that, there are a lot of cheaper way to validate your hypothesis. This is why we say that prototyping is better than prototyping, because it's cheaper. So as you have seen on the left side, we have the Palm Pilot, so the first smart device ever created by Palm. And on the right side, you can see a wood example, a wood prototype of the Palm created by its own inventor, the engineers of Palm, in order to test all the different UX and UI were necessary in order to have the proper customer journey and service for their target customer. So a busy manager. So they have created in advance using wood and paper and just a wood stick. Then they transform it into the electronic device. Okay, and it was just a prototype. Then, of course, having validated your value proposition, you need your customer segment. You need to work on the rest. So the rest, the other building block of your business model, you have to use, or you can use the business model canvas that analyze, as we have seen, the different way you can use to make money. We have already seen that there are 9 building blocks that are describing the customer segment on one side, the value proposition on the other side, like the value proposition canvas. Moreover, the customer relationship, the channel you're using to reach your customer, the revenue stream you are creating, and then the key partners providing key activities and key resources for creating your value proposition, and so the cost structure as a consequence of that. Of course, then you have to scale your business. You have to scale your business. There are a lot of ways to do the so-called growth hacking for your company. Here I'm sharing with you just one of the frameworks, so-called Pirate Funnel, developed by Dave McClure in 500 Startup. This is just one of the ways you can analyze the different phases in order to do the customer acquisition for your company. But I want to provide you with some example, okay? Some example taken from my own experience. The first, ideas worth nothing, okay? As we can read here from Dilbert, the Dilbert cartoon, there is this guy saying, I have a great idea for a startup company. All I need is a seed investor, an engineer to do all the work. And the answer is, I believe that the economic term for what you have is nothing, okay? Ideas worth nothing. And I've learned in the hard way, because I was an inventor when I was at university. Even if I studied finance, I was an inventor on the oral care industry. That one was a toothbrush, was the core topic for one of my research during my business plan course at University of Padua, during my economic course. We won a prize, 2,000 euros of Startup Veneto in 2005. And with that, I patented the idea. And then the idea was this one. I don't want to bore you with all the details, but was a very smart way to do oral care when you are not at home, let's say, okay? In any case, I've tried to sell my idea to a lot of companies. Procter & Gamble with its brand Oral-B and Azeta, Colgate-Palmolive, Unilever with its brand Mentadent, Piave with its brand Silvercare. And they say, no, ideas worth nothing. You don't have data. You do not have a real functional prototype. You don't have metrics. You haven't done your homework. Discovery, validation, efficiency, scale. You have just an idea with a piece of paper, some prototype, and that's it. So I didn't pass the discovery phase. This is why it's so important to go through that, validating all the different phases and go forward to the success. Now, another example, one of our companies about sailing, we are Apple for sailing accessories, high-end startup in the sailing world. It's called Easy Sea, and we are in validation phase, trying to find out the most scalable business model. We provide, for example, this accessory is a foldable handle winch. So this is an example, and so we have traction. Sorry, it's not discovery; it's validation phase. So we are validating our value proposition. So in traction, so having reached a lot of sales, increasing sales year over year, selling our devices throughout 96 countries in the world. So it's been validated. Now we need to do the efficiency phase. Then another example of the validation phase of the homework we have to do is about VR media. Here you can see my team when we won the Mind the Bridge competition at Stanford University in 2010. Actually, we were celebrated. We were celebrated like, you know, like a champion in Italy, because we won this prize in Silicon Valley with this technology that was called Kyber. That was a tool for remote maintenance. And I don't want to show you the video. I will provide you with a link. But it was useful in providing new information thanks to augmented reality for doing the maintenance of bottling plant around the world for Tetra Pak, actually. This is Kyber, but we won't read it. We will go through. And in any case, you will have the link in order to see the entire video. Actually, they are still working on the efficiency phase of their business model because they didn't find out the right way to scale the business model. It's a very useful tool, but they are not. This startup is still struggling in order to find the go-to-market for their solution. Then we have also created inside Rainmakers Chiodia Paga, called Haters Gonna Pay in English. So is a litigation as a service platform against online hate. Actually has been discontinued because the business model is not working. So we are supporting a lot of online hate victims. Even also here, you will find a video. We will skip it and you can see it on YouTube if you want it, but it's in Italian. And actually, even if it was very effective in order to protect online victims of online hate, it didn't find out the right way to monetize, so doing the right business model for this idea. So we have stopped the operation, okay? And then on the scale phase, there are a lot of persons I've shared my life with when I was in Silicon Valley doing the Fulbright Best Grant. And so like Massimo or Luca and Renato that have raised, so Massimo had a startup company on oncology, lab-on-chip technology, so a biotech company raised something like 12 million euros. And Luca and Renato, The Orbit, is a space economy company. We will see a very short video about that. They've raised more or less 250 million euros, sorry, in order to create a launcher for satellites. This is the biggest launcher in Italy for satellites, so space economy, and so on and so forth. And actually, we got inspired by very smart people like Mark Zuckerberg when we were there. So we followed their example in order to scale the business. And for example, The Orbit is scaling their business, and of course the challenge right now is scale the business worldwide for their Ion solution. Ion solution is this one. I want to share it with you very quickly, a very quick video, but just to show you how where is the frontier, you know, where is the edge, where is the future. And actually it's an Italian future because the entrepreneurs here are from Italy.
Hi, and welcome to Tech Curiosity. Space logistics company D-Orbit announced a $2 million contract June 9th with the European Space Agency to upgrade production of its Ion satellite carrier. It was the latest win for the Italian firm, with ambitious plans to offer a wide range of satellite services, from active debris removal to space-based cloud computing. Under the contract, ESA will fund D-Orbit's campaign to improve the performance and reduce the cost of Ion, the vehicle that transports CubeSats and microsatellites from the point where a large rocket drops them off to their desired orbital destinations. The growing popularity of rideshare flights like SpaceX transporter missions is expected to spur demand for last-mile delivery. Euroconsult's Space Logistics Markets Report, released in May, forecasts 120 orbital transfer vehicles in operation by 2031. Renato Panesi, D-Orbit founder and chief commercial officer, said, "About a dozen companies around the world are designing, developing, and testing orbital transfer vehicles. For now, D-Orbit is the only company with a commercial flight-proven vehicle." D-Orbit first demonstrated its last-mile delivery service in 2020. Over 6 flights, D-Orbit has transported more than 80 payloads in orbit, including 60 satellites deployed from Ion and additional payloads hosted on board. D-Orbit also maintains a line of products and services for other space companies. Beyond Gravity, for example, formerly called Ruag Space, awarded D-Orbit a contract in April to supply carbon fiber reinforced polymer tools and metallic structural components for ESA's Space Rider. Thales Alenia Space is the prime contractor for Space Rider, an uncrewed laboratory designed to house technology demonstrations and science experiments in low Earth orbit before returning payloads to Earth. The Space Rider vehicle will then be refurbished, refueled, and loaded for another flight. The Space Rider mission is perfectly in line with our vision to enable profitable business and human expansion in a sustainable space, Panesi said. Over the long term, D-Orbit seeks to dominate the space logistics market. The idea is to take care of the customer's journey from mission analysis to launch to decommissioning, Panesi said. It's about having your assets correctly positioned when you want. D-Orbit intends to offer satellite services including inspection, refueling, and small repairs. Maybe we can consider active debris removal as part of the service. Today, in low Earth orbit, later on in geostationary orbit, Panesi said. In the far future, we do foresee potential markets for recycling and in-orbit manufacturing. In the meantime, D-Orbit is laying the groundwork for a space-based cloud computing business. If we manage to have an Ion equipped with its own cloud computing suite and inter-satellite links, we can have a small constellation of nodes processing information. D-Orbit worked with Sweden's Unibap to demonstrate a radiation-tolerant computing module on board Ion in 2021. One of the things we're going to test later this year or the beginning of next year will be the inter-satellite links, both optical and radio frequencies. Hope you like this video. If so, don't forget to subscribe for more content in the tech world. See you in the next one. Hi, and welcome.
So, as you can see, this project, those entrepreneurs are a friend of mine. Actually, we have studied together during Silicon Valley experience, during the Fulbright Best. Now their company worth more than $1 billion. So they have success. Now their challenge is scaling their business. So in order to provide an answer to the question, what is the difference between efficiency and scale? So efficiency, you have to do the fine tuning, find out the real way you can monetize your solution. So by selling it to the market or using a subscription model, using the right price, selling it the right way with the right go-to-market, the right providers, and so on and so forth. When everything is okay, everything is working, and you are making money, so you have to find out a repeatable and scalable business model. Then you have to scale. So you have to execute the business model, creating a larger company around your business model, raising money. For example, the Orbit raised more than 200 million euros in order to scale their business, to grow up, to go international, and so on and so forth, and making real money, as you have seen here. So then, another example, Twinkly. So I have created the match between Marco and Andrea in order to create Twinkly. Twinkly, probably after this presentation, you will buy it for your Christmas tree. Twinkly make the things you can see in this very short video, and their headquarters is in Mestrino, is here very close to Padua. And this is Twinkly. So if you want to light up your Christmas, now you know how to do it with Twinkly. And actually, Twinkly is a scale-up because they received a lot of money from their capital. Actually, their capital acquired the company that was closing its 2022 profit and loss with more than 50 million euros of revenues and more than 10 million euros of EBITDA margin. And actually, they've been acquired, so the founders make a lot of money. And now they are scaling worldwide. This year, they have to reach 100 million euros of revenues on their budget. So they have success and they make a lot of money with just simple Christmas light. Okay, so you can innovate everything. Okay, also the Christmas tree. Okay, conclusion. So the first takeaway I want to share with you is on ideas. Success, as we have seen, is 1% idea and 99% execution, like Thomas Edison used to say. And in fact, ideas do not belong to the people who have them. We call them just dreamers. And ideas do not belong to those who make them. We call them just inventors. Ideas belong to those who monetize them, and we call them entrepreneurs. So if you don't want to be a dreamer or an inventor, but entrepreneur, you have to work on the business model, monetizing your idea, okay? And now you have some example and some tools you can use to do that. Takeaway number 2 on success. So we won Mind the Bridge, we were on the newspaper. The postulate on success is that it's better getting a new customer than winning a competition, because there are a lot of vanity metrics about when there are a lot of hype around your project. Newspaper cares about the 1% of idea, but of course the market doesn't care about the idea, cares about the execution, and execution is everything. Okay, or in other words, the magic in business isn't raising money or raising awareness around your project, is about making money. Okay, like Mark Cuban was used to say. Mark Cuban is a serial entrepreneur and a shark on Shark Tank in Shark Tank USA TV series. Okay, so the magic is making money. Okay, so monetizing your idea, not just having them. I'm an inventor, not just I'm a dreamer. I'm an inventor, as you have seen with my first idea with the toothbrush, but I didn't make any money on that. So I wasn't an entrepreneur yet. Okay, so I worked for the rest of my life on doing the right thing right at the right moment, making money. Takeaway number 3, you need grit to be great, so never give up. You have to try everything and keep the good, like Sam Paul was used to say. So how many times you should try? A lot. Sylvester Stallone was rejected 1,500 times when he tried selling his script Rocky, okay? And Thomas Edison failed 10,000 prototypes of his electric bulb before succeeding. So never give up. I've tried everything as well. I've studied a lot of university, make a lot of mistakes, studying a lot of things, and then working a lot of companies and traveling around the world in order to create my own way to do, to have fun, to do good, have fun, and make money. Okay, that in my case is being an entrepreneur. But of course, the answer could be any. You have to find what you love. So the takeaway number 4, provided by Steve Jobs in his commencement speech at Stanford University, and I truly suggest you to have a look at that if you don't know it, is that you have to be aware that your time is limited. So don't waste it living someone else's life, your parents' life, your partner life. You don't have to care about that. You need to have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. So they somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. So you have to find what you love. In my case, creating rainmakers. Because like Pablo Picasso was used to say, the meaning of life is to find your gift. In my case, creating companies, supporting other entrepreneurs to create the right business model around the project and making money. And the purpose of life is to give it away. Of course, find the way to give it away. In my case, throughout our acceleration activity, investment activity in Rainmakers since 11 February 2011. This is a palindromic date. As you can see, you can read it in the same way, in the same from left to right and from right to left. Number 5, you are not alone. If you're willing to create your own company, we are Ubuntu. We are what we are thanks to what we are all together. There is an ecosystem around entrepreneurs. There are personal enablers, financial enablers, business enablers, environmental enablers. You can find all these enablers on guidastartup.it. There is a map there. Sadly, is in Italian only for now, but you can have an overview on all the players that are supporting startups and new entrepreneurs in order to become the best version of themselves. Okay. Before leaving, I want to share with you a couple of inspiring video on entrepreneurship and on Italy. The first one is in English. The second one, sadly, is in Italian, for Italians only. So sorry for that, but is something I want to share with you why it's so important to make entrepreneur to make your entrepreneurial dreams come true in Italy. So why is it so important being an entrepreneur?
Entrepreneurs do three things. They birth the new in a simple way. That is to say, every type of innovation we have has largely come from people thinking innovatively, and most of them come from firms that were created to bring forth this new technology that the inventor or entrepreneur thought up. The second thing they do is even much more important, and that is when new firms are started, they create jobs. This is actually quite apparent, but economists and policymakers, politicians don't get this. You know, if you're running General Electric or General Motors, your stockholders want higher productivity. They want more product coming out for less expense. It's a simple equation. It's the amount of product divided by the number of people who work in the company. And if you're the president of one of those companies, your job is to drive that number on the denominator down. You want fewer people. Well, if you start a brand new company and you're going to make something, you're going to deliver a service or a product, you got to have people. So you don't want to have more employees than necessary. But without employees, you got nothing. So new firms hire. And in fact, the statistics from the Kauffman Foundation tell us that new firms are the place where all new hiring takes place, the net job creation. And it's not a small number. On average, new firms in the United States create about 3 million jobs a year. In fact, at the margin, that is where all the jobs are that are created in the economy that are new, it's the new firms that do it. Put differently, the United States, unlike a lot of countries, has a growing population, has a growing labor force. We need 3 million brand new jobs every year. That's if everybody else kept their job. With the entry of young people, with the coming of immigrants, with people returning to the labor market, we need 3 million new jobs every year. And those jobs are the vast preponderance, almost all of them, come in firms that are less than 5 years old. Now, the third thing that entrepreneurs do with their new companies is they create all the new net wealth in the society. So if we didn't have new companies, the society would gradually grow in relative terms poorer. Now, we think about entrepreneurs as actually sometimes becoming very rich. We have in mind Steve Jobs or Bill Gates or Sergey Brin. These guys get very, very wealthy. But in fact, the real wealth goes into the society. It's estimated that the people who start these firms take a fraction, in some cases less than 1%, of all the new net wealth that their companies generate for the society. Think about what Bill Gates did with Microsoft. Now, he made a fortune for himself, tens of billions of dollars. But he's made every one of us richer in economic terms. We are all much better off. So these are all the things that entrepreneurs do. They keep pushing the innovative, they push the new, they make jobs for people, and they make wealth for the society. America and the world will, as long as human beings walk this planet, need innovators, need inventors, need entrepreneurs.
And this is why it's so important to create new companies and be an entrepreneur, or at least trying it, okay? Because beyond the job, being an entrepreneur is a life choice. Beyond money, there is meaning. And beyond profit, you can find your purpose. And entrepreneurship, from this point of view, is living a few years of your life like most people want, so that you can spend the rest of your life like most people can't, okay? If you are a good entrepreneur, you will be rich, satisfied, and so on and so forth. But first of all, you will be happy. The rest is, just a consequence. Do good, have fun, make money. First thing is doing good, then having fun, enjoying this life, and then the consequence will be making money. And find your ikigai. Actually, I wish you all, and this is my final wish for you, and I want to leave you with this slide and the others, just for showing you my ikigai, is that, okay, you need to find what you love, like Steve Jobs was used to say, but also what the world needs. And of course, what you can be paid for. And of course, you have to be good at that. We are used to call passion when you love what you are good at. We used to call mission what you love and what the world needs. We used to call vocation what the world needs and what you can be paid for. And we call profession what you can be paid for and what you are good at. But passion, mission, vocation, and profession together are your ikigai. a reason for being, why you get up every single morning, is a Japanese concept. Look at that, search on Google, search on Amazon, Ikigai, and you will find out a lot of interesting book and reading about that. From my point of view, the passion I have is teaching and talking about entrepreneurship. I have my entrepreneurship and strategy for growth course at University of Padua. Here you can see the Entrepreneurship 101 first lesson, first slide of this year. And I'm teaching this stuff more than happier for free in a lot of other universities. And I'm writing on different newspaper about innovation and entrepreneurship. My mission, here you can see some of our founders. We have more than 60 founders of our 32 companies. My mission is changing our nation, that is Italy, in just one generation with education, entrepreneurship, and innovation. My vocation is my own company. As you can see, I have a ring on my thumb here. Inside my ring is written the name of my company and the date of incorporation, that is February 11, 2011. Because to most founders, a startup is not a job, but a calling. My profession is rainmaker. I make startup done, okay? I make entrepreneurial dreams come true, okay? I'm getting things done as a rainmaker. And I'm surrounded by a lot of other rainmakers. We have more than 300 rainmakers in our group. So my final wish is that I wish you find your Ikigai. And in the meantime, stay hungry, stay foolish, stay in Italy if you can, perhaps with new eyes on entrepreneurship and on Italy. And I want to leave you with just one final video in order to show you how entrepreneurship can change the perspective and the eyes you have on Italy. And you can see the glass half full instead of half empty if you have the right perspective, like in this video.
Questa è la nostra Italia. È evidente che viviamo nel passato. Non è vero che siamo nel XXI secolo. È soltanto quella di santi, poeti e navigatori, e non quella di innovatori l'immagine che riusciamo a dare di noi. Per sentirci orgogliosi, dobbiamo vincere un mondiale e non compiere 150 anni. Quello che conta per l'italiano è riuscire a tenersi la poltrona, non tanto pensare al bene comune. Vi dirò di più. Lamentarsi e dare la colpa agli altri è più utile che rimboccarsi le maniche ed essere partecipativi. Lo sanno tutti. L'unica cosa da fare è prepararsi al peggio. È impossibile pensare che ricerca e sviluppo sono i nostri obiettivi. Siamo consapevoli che evadere è meglio che pagare le tasse. Tanto qualcun altro lo farà per noi. Ed è sbagliato pensare che dobbiamo impegnarci per la crescita del paese. Le future generazioni ne pagheranno le conseguenze e non potranno dedicarsi alla cultura e alla famiglia. Tutti i ricercatori scappano all'estero e non vedremo mai più importanti investimenti nella ricerca. È sotto gli occhi di tutti che il crimine paga. E non è vero che il lavoro non diventa l'uomo. Sappiamo che quella velina se la fa con quel calciatore, ma non ci interessa sapere che Enrico De Nicola è stato il primo presidente della Repubblica. È solo questione di tempo. Chi ha la vista lunga sa che non ce la possiamo fare. E tutto questo succederà se non invertiremo la tendenza. Ce la possiamo fare. Chi ha la vista lunga sa che non è solo questione di tempo. Enrico De Nicola è stato il primo presidente della Repubblica e non ci interessa sapere che quella velina se la fa con quel calciatore. Sappiamo che il lavoro nobilita l'uomo e non è vero che il crimine paga. È sotto gli occhi di tutti. Con importanti investimenti nella ricerca non vedremo mai più i ricercatori che scappano all'estero. Tutti potranno dedicarsi alla cultura e alla famiglia e non ne pagheranno le conseguenze le future generazioni. Per la crescita del paese dobbiamo impegnarci e è sbagliato pensare che tanto qualcun altro lo farà per noi. Pagare le tasse è meglio che evadere. Siamo consapevoli che ricerca e sviluppo sono i nostri obiettivi. È impossibile pensare che prepararsi al peggio è l'unica cosa da fare. Lo sanno tutti. Rimboccarsi le maniche ed essere partecipativi è più utile che lamentarsi e dare la colpa agli altri. Vi dirò di più. Dobbiamo pensare al bene comune, non tanto riuscire a tenerci la poltrona. Quello che conta per l'italiano è compiere 150 anni e non dobbiamo vincere un mondiale per sentirci orgogliosi. L'immagine che riusciamo a dare di noi è quella di innovatori e non soltanto quella di santi, poeti e navigatori. Siamo nel XXI secolo e non è vero che viviamo nel passato. È evidente che questa è la nostra Italia.
So, thanks to everybody. This was more or less everything. In the slide you will receive will be also of course, I can share it with you as well, my contact, the email, and so on and so forth. So feel free to write me. I won't reply in any case. So talk with the alumni, of course, if you have more questions. I've tried to do my best in order to provide you with some answer during the presentation. So in this way, I've tried to compress all things in just one stream. But of course, if you have other questions, and of course, Christina tell me that I can, extend this webinar some other minutes, I can provide you with some other answers. So I can reply to some other question if you have it. And so we can go to the other question. Are there in Padua some good accelerator of startup? Yes, from my opinion, there is Le Village that is based very close to Confindustria and Unismart. It is in Via Venezia, okay, Piazza Giolitti especially. And if you want, I can write down Le Village Riveneto, so-called. So you can go there asking for being incubated there, supported there, and they will provide you with the space and opportunity and so on and so forth. Then, of course, it will be also N31, M31, N31.com. That was the incubator I was working for when I was in the US, but actually it's not, more or less, they are not operative anymore. Or you can go in H-Farm, that is based in Treviso, where there are a lot of spaces for startups and students as well. This is in Roncade. And there is an Italian platform for connecting with co-founders. Actually, if you are looking for co-founders, you can go to Startup Weekend in order to find some co-founder. So Startup Weekend is here. Startup Weekend is a program by Kaufman Foundation. Actually can be held in any city, also in Padua. If there is somebody we need to organize it, there's a specific format. You have a weekend, and during that weekend, there are more or less 100 persons gathering together. So hacker, designer, businessman, coders, and so on and so forth. They share ideas on Friday, then work on that Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday morning, and they present it with the prototype or prototype on Sunday afternoon. So in just one weekend, you create your own startup with your business model and presentation and prototype. And of course, you can get in touch with a lot of other persons with a lot of other skill that can support you in order to work on your own startup. Okay. So if you have any other question, please feel free to ask for that. We have still, Christina, tell me, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, don't know. 2 minutes. So in any case, if you want, you can follow me on LinkedIn. I'm used to publish a lot of things, a lot of information about the project and the opportunity in the ecosystem. And my LinkedIn is here. Let me check if I can write it here. So, question. Okay, don't know if there is a chat. or just question
yes,
and answer?
there is a chat, Francesco. Thank you. There is a chat if you want to leave something for the public. I also put the Arqus website, so in case people are interested in the several activities we are doing inside the Alliance, please visit our website and you will be updated with all the events and news.
So follow me if you like it, and if you like entrepreneurs, entrepreneurship, and so on and so forth. If you have some entrepreneurial project, and so on and so forth. This video will be shared, as we were saying. The slides will be shared, so you'll be able to, watch all the different videos and go through all the information we have shared very quickly, because we have just 1 hour. And so may the force be with you guys. Keep in mind, do good, have fun, make money. And in order to own your own ideas, you don't need just to dream about that. You don't have just to realize it. You have to monetize it, thanks to your company. So you need to be an entrepreneur if you want to have the right on your own ideas. Otherwise, it's not your ideas, okay? So if you want to be the the owner of your ideas, you need to be an entrepreneur. Otherwise, you'll be a dreamer, an inventor, but not the owner of your ideas. It will be somebody else will be the owner of your ideas. So you have to decide if you want to work in order to make your dreams come true, or if you want to work for somebody else in order to make their dreams come true, okay? So it's up to you guys. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Francesco.
Have a nice day, guys.
Thank you very much, Francesco.
Thank you, everybody. Everybody,
thank you for this opportunity.
Here. Say, okay, so goodbye and see you.
See you in the next webinar.
Yeah, the next webinar in the next 2-3 weeks.
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
Stay tuned. Bye-bye. Thank you very much, everybody, for the attention. Bye.